Yo, I fuck with this. I fuck with that.
These are like blanket pigs.
Yeah, they taste like jizz in your mouth.
Huh?
But how do you know what that tastes like though?
Do you like Feastables?
No.
Kidding.
Hi, I wanted to provide some context to this video. I'm a former MrBeast employee, and today I am alleging that the company rigged videos and did illegal lotteries and sold fake signatures. I would consider that fraud, okay? Thank you, enjoy the video.
So it's been quite some time since I last talked about MrBeast, and honestly, that alone tells you how strange this whole situation has been. Because for a solid stretch, this guy wasn't just a YouTuber, he was the story. Every corner of the platform was talking about him, dissecting him, trying to figure out whether he was the greatest force for good YouTube had ever produced, or something much darker hiding behind perfect thumbnails and billion-view statistics. Last year especially, it felt like MrBeast was untouchable one moment, and then completely on the ropes the next. The controversy surrounding his longtime friend Chris was the spark that set everything off. Allegations about past behavior involving minors surfaced, and suddenly people weren't just watching MrBeast videos for entertainment, they were watching them with suspicion. Every collaboration, every appearance, every smile on camera started getting re-examined. Then came Dogpack. Out of nowhere, he dropped a multi-part series that wasn't just criticism, it was an attempted takedown. The kind of content designed to end careers, and for a brief moment, it actually looked like it might work. Reaction channels exploded, commentary videos flooded the algorithm. People who had never cared about MrBeast suddenly had very strong opinions about him. For a couple of months, hating on Jimmy was profitable, it was safe, it was trendy, and a lot of creators milked that moment as hard as they possibly could. There were jokes flying around about how much money some commentary channels must have made just farming the situation. It became a content gold rush, and then it fizzled out. MrBeast sat down for a long interview with MPA Ville, 2.5 hours of conversation that was supposed to be the reckoning. Except it wasn't. There was very little pushback. Very few uncomfortable questions, mostly just nodding, affirmations, and letting Jimmy explain his side without resistance.
Caused a lot of harm to my businesses. I mean, I've literally had people pull out millions of dollars and then tell me it was directly because of his video. And don't worry, I instantly was like, can you send that in writing? So, you know, if I win a case or anything, I can directly point damages. No reason why. And like, I don't want to be put in this situation, but probably gonna have to. I mean,
did you think it would get this big? Yes. And that was basically that. No catastrophic fallout, no mass exodus of sponsors, no implosion of his empire. His Amazon deal stayed intact. His main channel barely felt a dent long term. The outrage cycle moved on, and Dogpack quietly disappeared from the conversation. Most people assume legal pressure played a role, because when lawyers enter the picture, even the loudest critics tend to go silent. So, on paper, MrBeast survived. But survival doesn't mean the criticism went away, it just evolved. Because long before the Chris situation, long before Dogpack, people were already uncomfortable with MrBeast for a completely different reason: the way he does charity. This isn't a new conversation. For years, critics have argued that his philanthropy feels exploitative, that it turns human suffering into spectacle, that people aren't helped quietly, they're helped on camera, framed as before and after props for engagement. Some people take that argument to absurd extremes, calling him evil or even comparing him to religious villains, which is obviously insane. But buried underneath the hyperbole is a real discomfort that a lot of viewers can't quite articulate. Even creators who don't actively hate MrBeast have joked about how strange his energy feels, the flat effect, the emotionless delivery, the way he talks about millions of dollars like they're loose change under a couch cushion. There's something uncanny about it. He doesn't come across as malicious, he comes across as engineered, like a human optimization algorithm wearing a smile. The type of guy who could talk about saving villages 1 second and add CPMs the next without his tone changing at all. And that brings us to Team Water. On the surface, it's one of the most ambitious philanthropic projects he's ever pushed. The goal is massive: raise $40 million to provide clean drinking water to communities around the world that don't have access to it.
Is one of the 3 tanks that's going to be providing clean drinking water to over 300 people in the community.
This tank, when completed, will hold 15,000 liters of water, paired with a mechanism to clean the water, disinfect it, and make it safe to drink.
According to the campaign, that money could supply 2 million people with clean water for decades. The core message is simple and extremely powerful. $1 equals 1 year of clean water for 1 person. That line alone is marketing genius. It's clean, it's emotional, it makes donating feel meaningful even at the smallest level. And to be clear, charities do this all the time. They attach tangible outcomes to abstract donations because it helps people connect emotionally to what they're supporting. The problem isn't the concept, it's the execution. Because when you actually pause and think about it, that equation raises questions. Clean water infrastructure isn't a flat cost. It involves drilling, filtration systems, transportation, maintenance, labor, replacement parts, and long-term sustainability. Costs vary wildly depending on location. So when someone confidently says $1 equals 1 year of water, it feels less like a precise calculation and more like psychological framing. Not necessarily dishonest, but definitely simplified to the point where nuance disappears. And for most charities, that's fine. But MrBeast isn't most charities. He's a content machine with unmatched reach and influence. Every decision he makes gets amplified tenfold. That's why people started feeling uncomfortable when Team Water stopped being promoted passively and started being enforced socially. Jimmy began appearing on live streams with other large creators and putting them on the spot, asking them live in front of tens or hundreds of thousands of viewers to donate, not gently encouraging, actively pushing. Yes, most of these creators are wealthy. Yes, many of them can afford it, but public pressure changes the nature of generosity. It stops being about wanting to help and starts being about avoiding embarrassment. Some creators visibly hesitated, some joked their way out of it, others donated amounts that felt more like damage control than genuine support. And that's when the tone started shifting, because suddenly it wasn't just about helping people get clean water. It was about optics, about numbers, about records, about who could donate the most, the fastest, the loudest. And that tension only escalated when MrBeast teamed up with Aiden Ross and XQC for what would become the most infamous Team Water stream. On the surface, that's incredible. $12 million for clean water is objectively a good thing. Lives will be improved, communities will benefit, that part isn't debatable. But the way it happened left a weird aftertaste for a lot of people watching. Because throughout the stream, Jimmy wasn't just encouraging donations, he was actively orchestrating them. He treated the entire thing like a leaderboard. Numbers mattered, amounts mattered, who donated and how much mattered.
Your friends here were saying you were a very generous soul.
Are you really gonna do this shit? I fucking did the McDonald's drive-thru and is this gonna happen to me? Oh my God. Oh, what are you trying to get me? Just fucking give me a number. Just give me a number, Jimmy.
There were moments where donations that would normally be considered huge were brushed off as insignificant. Someone donates $15,000 and the reaction is basically, okay, but we need more. That's where people started feeling uneasy. Not because the money wasn't going to a good cause, but because the framing felt less like charity and more like a high-stakes competition disguised as generosity. It stopped feeling human and started feeling transactional. Jimmy himself did donate over $500,000 to kick things off, which is important to acknowledge. He wasn't just asking others to contribute, he put his own money in. But the way he talked about money throughout the stream was jarring, like it wasn't real, like thousands of dollars were spare change and anything less than 6 figures wasn't worth acknowledging.
Team Water, what do you think of when you think of that? You're not thinking of any other creator except MrBeast. So MrBeast gets all the credit. So, when he's, asking people to donate on his stream and stuff and pressuring them, and I think it's just kind of a little weird. Like, bro, when they're pressuring these creators to donate money and everything for that, I can see why some creators don't want to do it because it's MrBeast's name that gets all the recognition. It's not Bill Bob Jr. II donating $1 million that's going to get the recognition. It's going to be MrBeast raises over $10 million to Team Water.
And that disconnect matters. Most people watching will never see that kind of money in their lives. So when a creator with billionaire-level influence casually dismisses donations that could change someone's entire future, it creates emotional whiplash. It reinforces the idea that this isn't about empathy, it's about scale. There were also moments that were just bizarre, and at one point workers came in to set up what looked like some kind of mechanical bull or challenge device. And Jimmy joked about not wanting to give them water. It was probably meant as humor, but in the context of a charity stream about water, it landed awkwardly. Then there were the moments where the family-friendly mask slipped. Jimmy said things he normally wouldn't say on his main channel, joked about snakes biting his anatomy, talked openly in ways that felt out of character. Aiden Ross got oiled up in a way that felt like it belonged in a completely different corner of the internet. XQC did XQC things. The entire stream felt chaotic, messy, and oddly unprofessional for something being framed as one of the most important charity efforts of his career.
Dude, I'm playing some Counter-Strike right now. I'm live too.
Oh, let's go. Well,
Aiden, get your toes off the table.
Sorry.
Please.
No. Let him keep his toes on the table, bro.
Nah, that's crazy, Rug. You can't be saying that unless you're donating some money. I saw in one of your videos, you got a nice house. You got a lot going for you. The view's been high. What are you doing, 100 million this month? Every $1, a year of clean water for someone in need. What you thinking, Rug?
First off, amazing cause. What can I do? I'll definitely donate to the cause for sure. And I just don't know off the top of my head what I would do.
All right, I don't want to peer pressure you. What about 5 Gs?
That's light. I mean, I would say at least 10.
Oh, okay. Well, then sounds like you can do more. Can we get a 15? 15 grand?
We'll get a 15 grand in there. We'll get a 15
grand. Okay, hey, donate it live on stream. Shout out to Rug.
100%. We got you at 15.
All right, thank you, man. Catch you later.
Let's go. Hey, of course.
Let's do some math right here, boys. That 15 grand I just got us, does that even make a dent? What percentage 15 grand of 8 million? Someone do hey, Luke, can you do the math? What percent of $8 million is $15,000?
No idea.
And that contrast is what stuck with people. MrBeast brands himself as the humanitarian king of YouTube, the guy saving the world one viral video at a time. But during this stream, he didn't feel like a humanitarian. He felt like a corporate fundraiser with a Twitch overlay. Still, it's impossible to deny that good came from it. That's what makes criticizing MrBeast so complicated, because every time you point out something uncomfortable, someone can immediately respond with, yeah, but people got clean water. And they're not wrong. This same tension has followed him for years. When critics claimed that wells he helped build in Uganda weren't functioning anymore, he responded by sending someone to physically visit every single one, all 100. They were working. The accusation fell apart. That wasn't performative, that was accountability. So it's not that Jimmy doesn't care, it's that his way of caring feels corporate, optimized, process-driven, less emotional, more mechanical. And that's why people keep comparing him to someone like Ryan Trahan. Ryan's charity content feels personal, messy, human. You see him struggle. You see him interact with people without turning them into thumbnails. The contrast makes MrBeast's content feel even more artificial by comparison, even if the end results are similar or even greater in scale. This brings us back to the core question. Does intention matter more than execution, or does execution matter more than outcome? Because when you zoom out, MrBeast's entire brand is built on extremes. Extreme generosity, extreme scale, extreme optimization. He doesn't just help people, he helps them in the biggest, most viral way possible. That's why his Amazon series felt dystopian to so many viewers. Contestants competing under constant surveillance. Millions of dollars dangling overhead. People pushed to emotional limits for entertainment. It wasn't evil, but it wasn't comfortable either. Team Water exists in that same grey area. It's undeniably a net positive, but it also turns charity into content, content into spectacle, and spectacle into personal branding. Every donation, every milestone, every record broken becomes part of the MrBeast mythos. And that's where some people draw the line, not because they hate charity, not because they hate helping people, but because they're uncomfortable with the idea that saving lives has become just another content vertical.
Debt collector here, where's that 100 Gs?
Dude, what the hell? Why am I getting pressed like this?
Where's the 100 grand? It's 100,000 years of clean water for people in need.
Dude, I haven't streamed it. Like I said, I'm doing 100 and then whatever my chat donates. I told you that.
Okay.
Oh, he did say that though.
Okay, I forgot.
At the same time, it's hard to argue with results. Millions of dollars raised, millions of people helped, infrastructure built that will last decades. Most charities could only dream of that reach. So maybe the truth is uncomfortable in a different way. Maybe this is what large-scale charity looks like in the internet age. Loud, awkward, performative, algorithm-friendly. Maybe the days of quiet philanthropy are over. MrBeast might not be perfect. He might be socially awkward. He might be disconnected from how normal people perceive money. He might come off robotic and unsettling at times. But he's also doing more than almost anyone else in his position. And that's why the conversation around him never dies. Because no matter what he does, someone will be upset. If he didn't publicize his charity, people would accuse him of hiding it. If he does publicize it, people accuse him of exploiting it. If he pressures people to donate, he's manipulative. If he doesn't, he's not using his influence enough. There is no version of MrBeast that satisfies everyone. So the real question becomes personal: where do you draw the line? Is it enough that people are helped, regardless of how it looks? Or does the method matter just as much as the outcome? Is it okay for a billionaire creator to beg friends for money on stream? Is it weird, or is it just effective? Because whether people like it or not, this model isn't going anywhere. Influencer-led charity is here to stay, and MrBeast is the blueprint. So now I want to hear what you think. Do you believe that as long as the end result is positive, the discomfort doesn't matter? Or do you think the whole thing feels a little too strange, a little too forced, and a little too dystopian? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And if you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to like, share, and subscribe, because there's no shortage of internet empires that deserve a closer look. I'll see you in the next one.